Well, Jeremiah, just how's the team after a tough loss last Saturday?
Everybody got a chip on their shoulder. We're ready to go back, especially today. Practice hard, go back over our correction, learn from it. Everybody kind of disappointed. The outcome, but it's a lesson learned. Adversity came, and now we know how to handle it.
You mentioned pass protection issues. Did you see that? Did you feel like that was happening during the game? Is that what you saw on film afterwards?
After watching film, we had a couple of small errors. It just come to small details that we got to just finish on screen and just keep moving our feet on blocks. Just that extra effort, after 3 seconds, you never know. Just keep screening. You never know what the quarterback have to do or what he see. You might have late add-ups in the protection. You just got to keep screening, keep working, move your feet.
I know Tutall's a little banged up now. Who's working at right tackle besides you, and how do you think the new offensive line is going to shape up this week?
Yeah, Ronan, he's been in and out. We got D-Wade, he's probably going to slide out to the right tackle, see how that goes. But Ronan and D-Wade right now, looking forward to working with those guys, helping those guys out.
Of the offensive line, is D-Wade maybe off to the best start of the group? Is he doing pretty good so far?
Yes, sir. He's doing pretty good. He's kind of excelled from fall camp. Had some ups and downs, but now going into the season, he's kind of like got back into the groove. What he got to do. I know he was playing tackle, and now he moved to the inside. So kind of adjusting to guard is kind of a little different from a little new. So he's getting better at that.
So left tackle, left guard, and now possibly right tackle.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty
adversity.
Yeah. Is he okay with everything?
Not adversity, adverse.
Is he okay with moving around and doing whatever it takes to help out?
Yes, sir. And that helps with draft stock. You put it on film, you can play all 5 positions. That's good.
How valuable is it, just from an offensive line perspective, to have somebody that can do that, that can play a lot of different positions?
Yes, sir. Injuries happen throughout the season, so to have somebody that can slide in, like D-Wade sliding out the tackle, if we, like now we got Tutall now, we got Ronan play right tackle too, but D-Wade can slide from inside to the outside, from guard to tackle. So being able to have not even just him, we got Braden, he plays center and guard. Pretty much Ronan, he plays center, guard, and tackle. We got a lot of guys in our group that rotate inside and out.
Can Wade play left tackle too?
Yes, sir. That's where he started out there at left tackle.
What I thought, yeah.
How do you think it's going to work out between Tate and maybe Braden Joyner there at the left guard?
It's going to work out good. Tate, he's a veteran guy. He's got a lot of snaps. He can play ball, sing ball, so he knows he's doing. Braden's a younger guy. Hasn't, played in the ball yet, but he got a few snaps the first game. So now, him finally getting his chance to go out there and earn some reps and, prove to you what he can show and put on film is kind of good.
Jeremiah, fans, of course, go crazy when things don't go like they want them to. From a player's perspective, I mean, you have, regardless of what happens in any game, you got to get up and go back to practice and get ready for the next one. How hard is it to do that, to put disappointment behind you and just move on?
I kind of say it's real hard. It's tough, especially like those games that you expect to win. You should win. You know what you're capable of doing. And just watching film and seeing the small details. And it could have been one play, came up to one possession, anything, like the turnovers, small things. Protection, run game, we could have ran the ball a little more. But just come down to small details. We just want to go back to practice and learn from that, have a grit on our shoulders and get to practice and help the defense out from what they had, and then the defense can help the offense out where we struggle with.
Jeremiah, what have the conversations been like between the offensive line and Peyton these last few days?
We'll get out there today, but pretty much it's screening and protection. Also, give him a good read and look, helping him see the protection, making out calls if we can to take some hits off the running back. But other than that, communication, getting better, pretty good.
Jeremiah, there's Coach Freeze in his second year. Some coaches say, okay, I want to get all the transfers I can, do whatever I can for this team. Other coaches will say, I think Coach Freeze is more like this. I'm building a program, not just for 1 year. From a player's perspective, how does that kind of work?
Yeah, I think Coach Freeze is doing a great job. You don't find too many coaches like him that just want to come in and develop his players. Most people, they want to go in the portal and keep adding out the portal. But with Coach Freeze, he want to develop the younger guys, bring in more and more younger guys that come in, compete, and play. Because most people, they think you bring in transfer, they don't have a shot to come in and compete. The transfer probably already got the spot locked down. But with Coach Freeze, there is like any coach on our team, there is no like depth chart. Even for this week, like there is no guaranteed starter. Each and every week, you got to go out there and practice and play your heart out and show coach that you can play, that you're ready to do your job.
You kind of wish it had been more like that in your first few years?
Kind of. I mean, it was pretty good. I came down with Coach Gus Malzahn my freshman year, and just seeing how the program is changing now, it's very helpful. It's just amazing to seeing how things are changing and all the adversity that we've been through to now. I tell fans to like just stay patient. Don't just because we had this one loss, that don't mean you give up on us. I know our fans don't do that, but
Oh, some of them do.
if they do, kind of. I just say one game don't define a team.
Jeremiah, what was the mood of practice yesterday? Was there any increased sense of urgency?
Yes, sir. Like I told them earlier, everybody got a chip on their shoulder. We ready to go back out there. We're ready to go out there today and compete with each other, strive. Just hold each other accountable to our standard, because last week that wasn't the standard. We could have, small details, we could have did way better, but we're going to go out there today and give it our all, compete, push each other.
After looking at the film for the offensive line, what is one thing that you want to see improved in week 3?
I just want us to run the ball more, be aggressive up front, move some people. I kind of feel like we didn't move people like we should have, like the first week, even though, the first week wasn't, I don't want to say that, but it's first week. But we come out there, a tough team like Cal, and I feel like we didn't run the ball as much as I wanted to, or the team wanted to. But this week, I feel like running the ball more, being aggressive, knocking people out the ball, and just show people what we're capable of doing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark, what's kind of the mindset for you guys coming off one that I know for you guys you didn't see coming unexpected?
Yeah.
What's the mindset after a game like that?
I mean, just preaching to the guys that, I was just making sure that I was calling everybody after the game, the night after the game, the day after the game, just telling the guys we can still accomplish whatever we want to accomplish this year. The game didn't go as we wanted to, and that was bad execution on, the offensive side of the ball. The defense got together for us the second half. We had so many chances to win the game, but, we didn't. But now it's a new week. Every week should be a faceless opponent, and it's Auburn versus the world. We're playing against ourselves, and that's how it should be every week. And we want to approach this week with just great intensity that we had all fall camp. This whole year, this whole summer. I'm just letting the guys know we can't lose that, and the goals that we came here to do.
Does it make it easier or harder to watch it when it's mistake after mistake?
It definitely,
Because you got the potential to do it.
It definitely makes it harder because, just looking back at the tape, with the talent that we have, and the things that we do each and every practice, we had a great week of practice last week, but it just didn't translate to the game, and it makes it harder to watch because we know what we have and we know the team that we can be. But it does make it easier because we know the mistakes can be fixed.
Mark, Coach Freeze is different than some guys in that he hasn't tried to go say, okay, we're going to go sign a whole bunch of transfers and build a team as opposed to building a program. As a player, how do you look at that?
I'm with whatever Coach Freeze, I'm with whatever he's with. I know he's big on recruiting, and he's done a great job with, a lot of guys that we have on the team now who are going to be essential for us. And I think we have the roster this year. We have the talent this year, you know, to do whatever we want, and we just gotta make sure on Saturdays that we're executing the game plan and what's in front of us.
You guys, I mean, I know you don't really look at who's on the offensive line per se, but like you rotated guys throughout camp. How beneficial is that when you get to a week like this where you may have to make some changes on the offensive line?
I mean, I don't even know how to answer that, but I mean, I think it's pretty beneficial. You know, I feel like we got guys that can play up front, and you know, whoever they want to play up front, I think will get the job done for us, and we'll be just fine.
DeMar, we talked to Jeremiah, and he said he hopes you run the ball more this week. He hopes things are more aggressive up front.
For sure.
I'm sure you hope that. Did you think maybe you might run the ball more these last 2 games, just in general?
Yeah, I mean, I thought last game, you know, we were going to run the ball a lot more, but, you know, just the way the game was going, you know, with the turnovers that we were having and stuff, it's hard for the coaches to see what calls to make, you know, because they were, you know, just wasn't a lot wasn't going our way on Saturday, but yeah, we're hoping to run the ball more this week, be more aggressive in the run game, and you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure it'll work.
I think Coach said that on Monday that you guys might be approaching this week with a more condensed playbook. Just maybe not as many plays as you guys have prepped. Have you seen that? And is that easier for you guys as an offense to kind of just wrap your head around? And do you think that was an issue maybe last week?
I mean, I feel like with us, you know, having a condensed playbook, you know, simplifying the playbook, I feel like it would be good for us because it allows us to play faster and less thinking. I feel like when we're tied into our base offense and we're playing faster and guys aren't thinking, we're running the stuff that we've been running, I feel like it allows us to do more damage on the offensive side because guys aren't, like I said, thinking as much. But yeah, I think that'll help.
How have you guys on the culture council, really just the whole team, kind of picked up Peyton after that performance?
Like yesterday, I was waiting to talk to Peyton, but yesterday I shot him a text just let him know that we got his back, and I know it's a lot of hate going towards him, on social media and things like that, and I just told him to keep his head up because like that's one of my closest friends, and I hate to see fans turning on him, and like the week before, everyone was loving him. This week, everyone is, hating on him a little bit, and I just want him to keep his head out of that space, just knowing that we got a long season ahead of us, and you can turn things around in a heartbeat. So, I just want him to know that this team has his back, and I'm pretty sure he knows that.
How does it, when the hate, as you put it, begins from people who obviously are not close or on the inside?
Yeah.
Do you just kind of get amazed by it sometimes?
I mean, most of the time, I look at it, just keep scrolling. I mean, it's nothing we can do. Like, it's nothing that we could say. If anything, the things we say would probably backfire at us. If we replied to comments like that or something. But it's nothing that we can do. But just come to this facility. Know that your brothers have your back. Just go to work and get ready for the next opponent.
Thanks, DeMar.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's a couple.
Or you being king?
They're just bots. I got a couple.
They're just fine.
It was not enough where I would consider it being.
It's just a bot.
How y'all doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Got good weather, so you can't do any better than that. Yes, sir.
So talk about this New Mexico matchup for you. I mean, is this a game where maybe you know some of the guys on that team? Talk about your connection to them in that state in general.
So I lived in New Mexico for 5 years at the Children's Home in the eastern New Mexico area, Portales, New Mexico. So like it's actually funny you say that because like the head coach there, he's real good friends with my head coach from high school, and like a lot of my coaches that coached me back in the day. So I have a connection there, and then like a lot of the players there, like I played against in high school too. I was one of the top players in the state, so like I know a lot of people from that area, and I still have like a lot of relationships in that area. So it's really gonna be
it's gonna be kind of cool seeing some familiar faces, you know. So being going against a team from I really call New Mexico my second home, you know, because I was there for so many years, and like I have a lot of family in that state of New Mexico. So it's gonna be like really cool, like going back. You know what I'm saying?
What is New Mexico like? Because I think of it as like hippies that eat peyote and sit in the
Nah, it's New Mexico. I would say like it's a lot of space, like really friendly people. You know, really friendly people. Great Mexican food. It has a lot of land. Like a lot of people go hunting there. Like it has a great like the scenery when it comes to mountains and stuff. There's a lot of like really good mountains there. When I used to be there, when we used to like take trips and stuff, we used to go up to the mountains and like just like spend the weekend there, like Rio Doso, or even like in the Albuquerque area, like Santa Fe area, like that. The mountains are really nice up there. So really a lot of hiking, a lot of hunting, just a lot of countries, a lot of country things, you know, and like great Mexican food.
Last time we talked to you, you talked about your wife and your kids
Yes,
coming here.
sir.
How have they enjoyed the first couple games? And
Oh
getting-
man,
being around?
they have loved it. This experience here, like there's no other place like Jordan Hare Stadium. And when we got to experience the Tiger Walk, it was just like breathtaking. You know how much people was there and the support that we have here, like in Auburn athletics. You know, and they really love the game day experience. They love the stadium and how like hectic it was, and how the energy of the stadium and everybody around, like how much people just love Auburn football. You know, that was something they really loved, and they really enjoyed that experience when they got to like the first game and the second game.
Y'all were lights out in the second half of that game the other day. Talk about what the difference was from first half to second half.
Man, we just had to we got into the locker room and we knew that we had some adjustments to make, and we just flipped the script. You know, we know that we could play better than what we was playing, and it was time to just play more consistent. And it was little corrections. You know, like we were playing with better eyes. You know, just doing your job. You know, going back to the little things. You know, and that's something that we did coming out the second half. We capitalized on that, and we got the results we wanted. But we still wanted to force more takeaways. That's something that we didn't do this past game, and that's an emphasis this week is to get the ball out. You know, at the end of the day, we got to play harder than the other team's defense. We got to, if the other team is getting 5 takeaways, we need to get 6. You know, or we need to get 7. We need to outcompete their defense, and that's something that we will do this week. But definitely at halftime, we had to go in there and make those adjustments that we really like talked about. You know, so that's something that we made a point to go do when we came out swinging. But definitely this week we got to go get some takeaways.
I've always had a theory that for New Mexico, the state capital was originally Albuquerque, but they changed it to Santa Fe because it was easier to spell. Is there any
Thoughts
truth
on
to
that?
this?
So it's crazy you say that. Like I've never really heard of anybody really talking about that, but like it'll make sense because Albuquerque. I remember when I first got there, I was like, man, this is like a confusing name, like hard name to spell. But yeah, I could see that happening. I could really see that happening.
So you're lending credit to my theory.
Well, I don't know if you said all that.
What does New Mexico's offense look like on tape to you guys? Because they've scored some points in a couple.
Man, they play really hard. You know, for me, like against any opponent, like I respect every opponent, fear none. You know, this is another game where we gotta respect our opponent. You know, they've been putting up a lot of points. They put up a lot of points against Arizona, which is another ranked team and a team that plays hard too. So just seeing what they could do like these past couple of weeks, we know that they got some really good players. They got some playmakers, and we got to do a great job up front like we have, and we got to go get takeaways. Quarterback's really fast. He likes to he looks to keep the ball a lot, and they got some key receivers that they like to throw the ball to, and some backs that's a lot of home runner type of backs. So really, this week we just gotta put an emphasis on taking the ball out, getting them takeaways, and I think we're gonna do what we want to do.
How does scout team maybe look different in you guys preparing against them? Because first couple quarterbacks haven't maybe been as mobile as this guy has been.
So we definitely what we're gonna do this week, we're gonna put guys in a position at quarterback to like really give us a great look, because they have a really their quarterback's a running quarterback, and we got some guys that really stimulate to him like size wise and like athletic ability. So they're gonna be back there giving us a great look and getting us ready to play them and making us like allowing us to be in our best shape when we get in the game.
Philip, is there anything you feel like you learned about the defense these last couple of days?
Man, I feel like it's something I already knew for real, which was like these guys are just they want to play hard for each other, you know, and that's something that's really great about defense. Like we do not quit, you know, and that's something that it's going to allow us to really get the success we want as long as we keep doing that. But this guy stepping up, like something I really noticed is, you know, guys that probably haven't said much is like in the past, but really these past couple of games are stepping up and really like trying to make a fork to lead this team too, you know, which is something that we need, you know. So I think that's great. I think we got guys that have the same mentality, and we got guys that all want to get to the same goal, which is win a lot of games and to play like phenomenal defense and to get a lot of takeaways and play attacking defense. And as long as we have that, everybody have that same mentality, we're going to get the things we want to get.
2 more sacks for Keltrick on Saturday. Just what's impressed you about him, especially continuing to play well at such a young age?
Man, I've been around a lot of guys, and just his work ethic and his mentality like that young is phenomenal. You know, he comes into work every day and he challenges the guys around him, and he wants the guys older than him and younger than him to get better. And that's something that shows up on game day. You know, how he plays with phenomenal effort. Like, his motor sticks out on film, and his technique is amazing. You know, I worked with him this summer a lot, just with different trainers and stuff, and just seeing how he goes to work, like, is really showing up. So he's a workhorse, you know. So I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do the rest of this summer, or not summer, but rest of this season. And I mean, he's gonna play on Sundays, so he's really that kind of caliber of player, and he really makes everybody around him better.
In that game the other day, their quarterback was like 19 of 21 in the first half. I'm sure Durkin was pissed about it. When you guys go into halftime, is he freaking out like punching chalkboards, or is he like calm and like, lady, I need you to step up? What's he like?
Nah, Coach Dirk he's a high energy coach, and he's a cool, calm, and collective coach. He knows what we can do, and his emphasis when we got to halftime was, you know, we know how we can play. We just got to make these couple of corrections, and we're going to be good, you know. So we really took that and translated onto the field. Like, he wanted us to get more takeaways. That was something that was big. Like, we were stopping the run. We were hitting the quarterback. We hit the quarterback 16 times, and we really could have hit the quarterback more. Like, you hit the quarterback that amount of times, like, he gonna be afraid to throw the ball. But that guy, like, I give credit to him. He had a lot of completions, but at the end of the day, like, our coach and how we play defense, like, we have that mentality, like, we got to go get the ball, and like, the ball is ours. That's what we say about this defense, and that's what he preaches every day. So he don't flinch, you know, and that's how we all are. We don't flinch when things come up, and he really does a great job at like keeping everybody level-headed when things come up, and like no matter what's going on in the game. So he has coached a lot of football, and you could tell because that's how he is. You know, he is cool, calm, and collective. You know, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.